Hi, I'm Bella,
And I'm Campbell.
and welcome to Durgee News.
Stressed out? Anxious? Feeling overwhelmed? Dealing with friendship drama or stuff going on at home? It might be time to stop by the school social worker's office. Ms. Hibbert is there to help you handle life so school feels a little easier. She can connect you with support like counseling or other resources and works with your teachers and family to make sure you're in a good place to learn. March is School Social Worker Month, so we want to give a big shout out to Ms. Hibbert for everything she does for Durgee students.
Imagine walking through an ancient subway in the clouds, surrounded by towering mountains and breathtaking views in every direction. Stone terraces stretch across the landscape, llamas wander past like it's no big deal, and history is literally all around you. That's what it's like to visit Machu Picchu, one of the most incredible places in the world. If you ever wanted to experience something unforgettable, this might be your chance. Join the Baldwinsville staff and students on a trip to Peru in the summer of 2027. If students sign up for the trip by March 27th, they'll get a $200 discount and be entered in a raffle for an extra $250 off the cost of the trip. Questions, swing by and see Mr. Brown and Ms. Claire.
The Student Council had a very successful Valentine's Day Candygram fundraiser, and they would love to share the sweet results with Durgee. In addition to spreading spirit on campus, the students have decided to use their success to give back to two wonderful organizations. They are donating $250 of the proceeds to the American Heart Associations, and they are donating all of the surplus candies to Soldiers Angels. This candy will be used in care packages to deployed service members worldwide. A few years ago, generative AI burst onto the scene as shiny new technology full of exciting possibilities. Now, as it becomes more embedded in everyday life, that excitement has been met with growing caution. And among those raising some of the biggest concerns, artists.
AI is turned into everyday use among many parts of people's life, from seeing AI-generated videos to using it as a replacement for Google. But how has this affected artists?
I make wool paintings. Instead of using paint, I use wool fibers. And I have special needles that I use, and I literally take little pieces of wool fibers and I needle them into place, and I paint with the wool and create a landscape or any kind of image. I put it under glass and in a frame just like any other piece of art, but the whole thing is made totally with wool fibers. I use AI a lot with my art, but not necessarily to create a composition for me, but to help me in other ways. Well, one of the fun things I do is when I get done with an image, a painting, I upload it to AI and I ask it to name it. And it'll come up with tons of suggestions. And then of course it will prompt me to ask me if I want a more contemporary name, if I'm not satisfied with the ones that they first give me, or do I want a more lyrical name? And so it's really fun to be able to pick and choose a name for my art that I would probably never have come up with on my own. The other day I was painting a picture of a sun umbrella on a beach. And I wanted it to look like the sun was really glaring on it and making the colors super bright. And I didn't quite know how to blend my colors to make that happen. So I went on AI, explained what I was doing, uploaded the picture of the umbrella that I was working on, and I said, how can I make my colors brighter on my umbrella? And so it came back with a whole tutorial about how you add warm colors and cool colors to make brighter shades or cooler shades. And it was what I needed. So I went back to my work and I did what it said and I got the effect that I wanted. I also wrote an article for the local Messenger about an art guild that I'm in. And I was having trouble kind of getting it to be a little more exciting and interesting for the reader. So I cut and pasted it into AI, and it helped me edit that article. And it also said, this is the format you need for editors to be interested in publishing your article. So that was really helpful.
Skilled artists use AI sometimes, whether it's for names or even wanting help with designs or coloring. Even AI and artists can sometimes collaborate.
Baldwinsville is known for its great athletic programs. Our teams regularly compete at the highest levels, building a strong tradition of success. And now the tradition is expanding with new opportunities for more athletes to get in the game. This season, Baldwinsville is adding modified and JV girls flag football teams joining an already established varsity program.
Girls flag football is growing in popularity, and now students at Durgee Junior High have a chance to compete and have fun with their friends. Some girls have been playing flag football for a while now.
Last year I was a running back and it was my first year ever. Didn't know what I was doing. But I picked it up really quickly and ended up having so much fun with it, and the girls here are great.
I played last year on the school team, mostly center, and I played Jones Road League this year.
Beeville girls were attracted to the sport for a variety of reasons.
So the first year it started, I really wanted to play, but I was on lacrosse and Coach Morse just kept asking me. So I finally gave in the second year and joined, and I was on varsity A.
I like football. I like watching football. I tried out last year. It was really fun, so I wanted to do it again.
Baldwinsville's returning players are excited to see the sport grow.
I'm super excited about it. I'm getting hyped for this season coming up, and I'm really happy that there's more girls trying out.
I think it's exciting. I think it's especially exciting that they're putting it on college teams because that's good scholarship opportunities and just a great opportunity for people to play in college.
Yes, actually, a lot of colleges have started to form programs. It first started as a club, but now a lot of smaller D3 schools have started it, and they're slowly going into the D1 and D2 divisions.
There's lots of different reasons that the sport is becoming more popular.
Just being able to go outside in the street, in your side yard, in the backyard, the park with your friends, throwing a ball around, working on the moves, just, playing. It's just fun. It's unique. It's exciting. And it's up and coming. It's something that people can latch onto and take off. The possibilities are really endless.
Get ready for the upcoming season because it's almost here.
Last month, figure skaters made major headlines at the 2026 Winter Olympics. But you don't have to travel to Italy to see impressive skating. Some incredible talent can be found right down the road at the Three Rivers Ice Rink.
Today, we are talking to figure skaters from the Syracuse Figure Skating Club about one of their favorite things, the ice show.
Club members have lots of experience and are looking forward to the big show.
How long have you been skating at the Syracuse Symmetry Figure Skating Club?
I have been skating for 3 to 4 years.
What does the ice show that's coming up mean to you?
It means like having fun and making a lot of happy memories.
How many years have you been skating?
2.5.
What does the ice show mean to you?
It means like we all get together and like celebrate how long we've been doing it for and everyone doing shows together.
And how many days do you skate for practicing for this upcoming ice show?
3.
How many years have you been skating?
I have been skating for 6.5 years.
What does the ice show mean to you?
The ice show means all of our friends getting together, and our whole club is like a big family, and we have a bunch of fun together.
How many days are you practicing for the upcoming ice show?
I've been practicing a lot for the upcoming ice show. I've been practicing probably 3 times a week.
How long have you been skating?
1 second.
6 years.
What does the ice show mean to you?
Importance.
And how many days a week do you practice for the upcoming ice show?
3.
The Syracuse Figure Skating Club ice show is scheduled for March 21st at Three Rivers Race Complex. Adult admission is $15.
Campbell, if you could fly anywhere in the world right now to go on vacation, where would you go?
I would go to Rome, Italy because it has cool art and architecture. What about you?
I'd probably go to Greece so I could live out my Mamma Mia dreams. Here's what other Durgee students had to say as we head off to spring break.
Who am I here with?
Mason.
If you could go anywhere over spring break, where would you go and why?
Dubai, because I heard it's really cool and there's a lot of rich people there.
Would you bring your friends or your family and why?
I think my family, because they'd like to go to Dubai, I think.
If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you be?
I would go to Yellowstone National Park.
And you?
I would go to Greece.
Why, and who would you bring?
I would bring my father because we like adventuring into the nature.
I'd bring my father because we both like social studies.
Thank you, guys.
Who am I here with?
Logan Giacondo, Ethan Starring.
If you could go anywhere over spring break, where would you go?
I would go to Australia because I think that place is cool. France because I want to go to France.
Who would you bring and why?
I wouldn't bring anybody. I would bring my drum kit because that's like the only way I would survive there. My family.
Who am I here with?
Caden.
Gideon. You guys could go anywhere over spring break. Where would you go and why?
Florida because it's warm.
Texas. It's my hometown. Would you rather bring your friends or family? And who would you bring out of your friends and family?
I bring Gideon.
I bring Caden. Who am I here with?
Xavier Hall.
If you could go anywhere over spring break, where would you go?
Disney World.
Why?
Because it's fun.
Who would you bring with you? Would you bring your family or your friends?
My family.
Why?
Because they are the people I make the most memories with.
Who am I here with?
Parker. Justin.
If you could go anywhere over spring break, where would you go and why?
Fort Lauderdale. Like Miami.
Who would you bring and why?
My guy right here, and that's it. Yeah, probably him and like my parents.
Who am I here with?
Ava Z, Abby Parker,
If you could go anywhere over spring break, where would you go and why?
Florida again. Florida.
Who would you bring and why?
Abby. Because duh. I'd bring Ava because I love Ava.
If you could go anywhere in the world over spring break, where would you be?
I would probably be going to Florida.
Italy to Nepal.
Probably Hawaii.
And who would you bring and why?
I'd probably be going with my family because normally over breaks we go to Florida.
My great grandma. She's always wanted to go to Italy.
Family.
Who am I here with?
Julian Walker.
Matthew McKenna.
If you could go anywhere over spring break, where would you go and why?
I would want to go to Hawaii because it's like usually in the 70s and it never snows there.
Yeah, I probably want to go to like Florida or something because it'll be warmer out.
Who would you bring?
I would probably bring Matthew.
I'd probably bring like my girlfriend or Julian.
Why would you bring them?
Because Matthew's a good kid.
Because they're both great people.
Who am I here with? Sophia Evans. If you could go anywhere over spring break, where would you go and why?
Probably California because of the amazing views.
Who would you bring?
You.
Thank you. Why?
Because you're an amazing friend.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course.
I hope you enjoyed the episode.
And have a great break.